What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a bad chat review and gameplay. I've got two exceptional games, they're really good to watch, so if you guys don't want to listen to the talking because you already know what a bad chat is, because everybody knows, then just skip ahead to the games. They're really good, so I promise you won't be disappointed. Recently I've been playing comp and I'm the light tank player. I'm not used to that, so I've been trying to play this tank to improve my mechanical skills, especially my driving and my aiming. Playing this tank a lot for me is probably not a lot for other people. I only have 50 games in my 30-day for it. A lot of other people have plenty more games than I do, but I've been doing real well in it, so I think I'm in a good place to give my opinion on the tank. I've been playing this tank since I got it, like, I don't know, 10 years ago probably, and it's changed a lot throughout the years, and it's in a position right now to where it's so exceptionally good I just can't stop playing it over other tanks. I don't see why you'd want to play anything else. When you look at the tier 10 light tanks, you've got the Sheridan, the T100, the WZ, and this. A lot of them have abilities, like the T100 and the WZ both have their abilities, where if the WZ goes unspotted in 7 seconds, which is super useful in pubs, the T100 has the extra 20 seconds of spotting when you hit a target, and the Sheridan just does 560 damage a shot and has weird armor that you can't pen if you hit it in random spots. The Batchat doesn't have that, but it has a clip that does over 900 damage per clip, and you get the interclip reload boost with it as well, which that combination is absolutely incredible. When you use it to its full potential, this tank can do a ton of damage right out the gate and is super fast. 1050 clip potential from a light tank in 6-ish seconds, a little bit under 6 seconds, is absolutely crazy. There's not really been anything with this mobility, with this amount of damage output ever in the game that I can think of, other than the TVP, but that's another story. I guess that is kind of a good point. The TVP did exist in its overpowered state, but right now there's nothing in the game, and the only other thing comparable was the TVP. I like this tank a little bit better though, because you're smaller, you have incredible camo rating, you've got really good view range, you're super fast. Not saying the TVP is slow, but this thing is just more of a light tank with the same potent damage ability that the TVP had. So I prefer this to the old TVP, although the old TVP was very funny to play. So your main advantage is obviously, like I said, the clip potential. Is an auto loader. You get this interclip reload boost that drops to you reload to 2 seconds on the interclip, which is almost a full second off, which is amazing. You get calibrated shells pretty much automatically because you're not going to run vents in most cases. Some people prefer it, but I do not. Calibrated shells with the buff, you can pen a lot of things that you used to not be able to pen with the Batchat. So your penetration is not something to worry about. Your mobility is absolutely awesome. This thing is so quick. The profile is really low too, which is an overseen or overlooked advantage to a lot of tanks. It's hard to hit, and if you hit the upper hull at the right angle, it's very easy to bounce this tank, and not a lot of people realize that. You always have to aim in when you're shooting at a Batchat, because if you don't, you're going to hit that sliver of armor that just makes your shell ricochet. So you've got armor that'll for some reason save you in the most random situations. You've got great mobility, great view range, great camo rating, huge burst potential. You don't lose out on DPM for it either. You still have very good DPM. There's really no downsides to this tank, and if you're a good light tank player, I would 100% recommend this tank. But there's a few caveats to that. Your driving has to be absolutely exceptional, and mine is not, and that's what I'm trying to practice. My driving is pretty damn good, and I'd say a lot better than most of the player base of this game. When you get to the top players though, I'm not anything special, but your driving needs to be absolutely exceptional to get all of the abilities, or all the ability that this tank has, onto the battlefield, especially with the fact that your turret is rear mounted. So when you peek things, you have to know which direction to peek so you don't give them your whole hull first and things like that. You have to be very good to play this tank well. So let's get into some gameplay. How do I play this autoloader that has 1050 clip potential and 2900-ish DPM? So it doesn't seem like it'd be very difficult, right? Well, it's still a light tank, so it's not going to be super intuitive to a lot of people that aren't used to playing light tanks. In this game, I'm going to go to the left here over the rock bridges because I want to spot any of the tanks that might be crossing to the medium side. I don't want to just send it immediately to the medium side because while this tank has a lot of positive attributes, it does lack gun depression, and that's where the weird driving comes in because you need to be able to get your turret in the right position to get that gun depression, and if you overdo it, you don't have enough gun elevation because this tank lacks in both angles, which can be very strange for players that aren't used to it. You can see here I am peeking this angle trying to get spots off, but then I get a spot right there on the CS-59, which means that I'm spotted, so I'm not going to try to peek that angle anymore, and all of their tanks are spotted on the other side of the map anyway. Now I'm going to rotate back, I'm going to drive straight back towards the spawn, but I'm going to put these medium tanks in a crossfire. So now in order for them to actually win this engagement, they have to push across the bridge, but since this is a pub game, it's unlikely that they're going to figure that out. I missed my first shot, unfortunately, and I land the next two, but that probably cost this KPZ his life here in a second. And this is where, I mean, your mechanical skills have to be on point, because that was a stupid shot that I missed, but now I have to wait 16 seconds before I can do anything. You really have to be very good to play this tank effectively, and there's situations where I just do not perform the way I need to. Here, I'm going to land the first two shots into the CS-59, and then I'm going to kill the M60, because the M60 can reverse out and hide from me. The CS-59's dead at this point. I can wait 16 seconds, and he's still going to be there for me to kill him. So I'm going to stay away from the cover here. He's breaking the distance of 50 meters, so I'm assuming that I'm still spotted, but I was trying to get unspotted. He misses the shot anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Put him on 2 HP, kill him, go for the clip reload. Now I have to help my teammates here. There's only 4 other tanks fighting their 5 other tanks in the town side. 3 of them enemy tanks are heavies, and they have 2 tank destroyers. So it's not quite an even fight. We're about to be losing 3v4 or 3v5. We get a kill on them. Now I'm going to start bothering this E100 here. I'm loading heat and penning the front of his turret. That's how good the calibrated shells is on this thing. Before this last update, you would never be able to do that. Now, I notice he's just staring at me. I'm not going to trade a hit with an E100 and the potential to clip him out because I'm only potentially landing 2 heat shells, and that's not worth the trade there. You don't really want to trade in a bat shot. So I'm going to rotate around here and try to hold back this lane. There's a perfect position behind a bush here for me, and I'm going to try to focus out the Kronvon because he is being cautious. He knows he's low HP, and I'm going to take advantage of that. He goes unspotted, so I'm not going to waste my last shell waiting for him. I'm just going to land it into the IS-7 side turret and then start to reload. And this is kind of where map knowledge, light tank gameplay, and your camo rating come in. I could have done that in a medium tank and probably not gotten spotted behind that bush there, but he definitely thinks that I'm in the spawn until now when I get spotted there. He thinks that I'm on the mound behind me in the spawn, which is why he didn't push forward to try to scout me. Now, I'm in a 1v4. I'm going to point that out before I go any further. Now I'm in a 1v2. One of them's a one-shot, and we have a full HP IS-7. So that's the situation now. But going back to what I was saying before, that IS-7 thought I was in the spawn, so he didn't try to push forward and spot me, so I could hide from him and pop out. That's the huge advantage this tank has that the TVP didn't. You can be so sneaky with it and pop out and do literally over 1,000 damage. So back to the game here. Obviously, I didn't want to take 2 more shots from the Kronvon because he definitely would have landed the next 2. So I swung around, traded the 1 shot to the IS-7 because I'd rather take the hit of damage than have them bunch up together and it be a 1v2 with them both facing me. So I trade the hit for the IS-7, distracting him, come back around, kill the Kronvon. And now I'm just going to wait here because he's not going to spot me when he comes around the corner because I'm in the bush. Again, the camo rating on this thing coming in use. But he ends up going to the cap circle anyway. So now I'm going to drive to the cap circle. Obviously, I know he's there, and I'm going to pop the shell reload boost because I want to get as much damage out right away as I can. He is in about the best possible position that he can be to defend from this. The shell reload boost here, though, just helps me sneak that 3rd and final shot in with heat right there, penning the front of the IS-7. And now I'm going to drive away, and if you look at the pathing, I'm turning away from him towards their spawn, and right before I go unspotted, I do that subtle move towards their spawn to make it look like I'm driving in that direction. It's the little things like that that will win you games in this tank. So right now, I'm a one-shot, he's a one-shot. He either thinks that I'm being sloppy and I'm spotted driving in the direction I'm going to pop up from, or he's going to guess that and look this way. But if he guesses that and looks this way, he's going to be second-guessing himself. So I'm just going to go in the direction that I set myself up for, peek this very carefully. He's looking exactly where I thought he would be looking. easy heat pen into the side of the turret, and that's a 1v4 and 6 kills win. You can see from that replay that the driving and the positioning is absolutely essential to playing this tank, and because you are a clipper, if you miss a shot and your mechanical aim isn't so good, even if you have great driving and great positioning, you're going to be useless. So this tank requires a combination of every skill in the game, and that's why I'm trying to practice it, because I am pretty good at all of them, but I'm not exceptional at all of them. So I need to get better to actually get all of the potential out of this tank. So in this replay here, we're on Oasis Palms, and I'm going to spot mid again. I didn't quite spot mid last time, but I am going to go to another central spotting position. You can't really scout mid on Mayan ruins very effectively. So here, I'm going to go to the building in the middle here and drive behind this bush. You don't really get spotted here unless you do something stupid or the enemy light tank goes into the opposite bush. So I'm pretty safe here. It seems like you're exposed, but you're really not. Your camo rating is too good. Now I drive forward because I want to spot that lane there where the E100 is, and I immediately catch him, take the shot, and drive forward just in case I was spotted, but through 2 bushes that far away, and E100 is never going to spot me. I'm more concerned if they had another tank in their spawn. Now that I've spotted their crossing in mid, I got a shot out, and I see where the most of their tanks are. I can move up to the next bush. I'm typing in chat a little bit here. That's why I'm driving. I'm stopping and pausing and all that. But what I'm going to want to do now is spot their tank destroyer bush right there, because if their tank destroyer fires and I'm here, there's a pretty much 90% chance that I'm going to spot them in return. So the Jagdpanzer E100 gets spotted, and the only tank destroyer left is the WT Ritter. So I'm assuming the WT Ritter is going to be in that bush. I'm trying to find shots on the heavies across the map, but the Ritter gets spotted. Now I'm just going to go for his tracks to try to get him out of the game as quickly as possible. Now that the Ritter's out, I'm going to try to move up and take their spawn, because the enemy team is pushing across to our spawn, but we don't have any tanks over there, so there's no reason to try to fight them there. I avoid the shot from the E100, and he's forced to back up. Now I'm going to look for shots at either the E100 or the Jagdpanzer E100, but when I get up here, I get proxy spotted by the Jagdpanzer, and I don't quite have the third-person angle to see him, to see which direction he's looking. The E100 is also typing my turn in chat and reversing towards me, so I'm thinking that he's about to tunnel me and just give everything he has to killing me. So I get far away from him so that I can see him coming if he decides to do that, and I'm going to put the Yag in a crossfire that's not quite as good, but I don't take any damage if I do this right. So the Yag fires, he misses, free shots right here, the Caro comes up and finishes him. Easy stuff right there. Now we have to reposition again because we're not creating a crossfire, and like I point out in all my videos, you need to be creating a crossfire if you want to win the game. I see the Caro is sort of swinging wide here on the E100, so I'm going to wait for the E100 to look at him and see if he fires, which conveniently he does. And now I'm going to pop the shell reload boost so he doesn't get around the corner. Unfortunately, he's at the perfect angle to bounce these shots, and the third one flies high and hits his fender flare there, and I only get one of those pens. So that clip was kind of bad, but it is what it is. He was angled absolutely perfectly for me. I didn't want to start loading heat because there was the potential to pen AP, and I kept him tracked, which made him take a lot of damage as well. Now, while he's sitting there, he is exposing his lower plate, and he can't see me because his hull is longer than the angle of his turret to look at me. So I get free shots there. He's typing in chat because he doesn't quite understand that. I'm typing in chat and I actually take a hit in return for it, but I don't really care. I'm just having fun at this point. This guy's telling me I'm cheating and all that. He was chill after the game. I told him I'd platoon with him at the end because he was concerned he only needed one more win for a mission or something. So I told him I'd get that win, and we ended up doing that. But anyway, back to the game. I just rush in on this tier 9 Yo. I can tell from his driving he's not going to be much of a threat. I reverse, I go back forwards. His traverse speed is awful. I avoid his gun and get behind this little building here. Now that I'm safe behind this cover here from that tier 10 Yo, I'm going to wait for him to go behind the hill real quick, and then I'm going to finish this guy with a single shot. Now I'm going to chase down this other Yo because he is able to be killed by my last 2 shots in the magazine, but I have to get there really quickly because I don't want to overextend on him. If I take 1,000 damage from this guy right now, it's going to lose me the game, so I have to hit these 2 shots, and unfortunately I do not pen the last one. I can't rush in on this guy because he has such a quick interclip that if I don't kill him on the first shot, I'm down to 200-ish HP, which is a one-shot to everybody. And I'm just not comfortable trying to clutch the game on a one-shot. So I'm going to leave him for later. I popped the shell reload boost here again. Like I've said in other videos, I'm going to focus the WZ-121. He's the most mobile, he has the most view range, he is the limiting factor to whether or not I can carry this 1v3. Even if he is a worse player than the mouse and a worse player than that Yo, even though the Yo's on a one-shot, he is still more annoying to me to having to carry this game than either of those two tanks with better players in them, just because of his view range and his mobility. So that's why I focus him down first. The Yo drives right through the caps. That makes it super easy for me. I know right where he is. I can kill him. He's a one-shot. And then I spot the WZ. Now, I'm not quite sure the geometry of these buildings, so I just knock over that piece of cover here, and then I spot the mouse as well. And I'm going to sit here because I can see them coming if they drive towards me. I assume he's peeking. Great blind shot there. I was going to leave anyway, so I figured I would just blind shot it, and it ended up working out. The truck was blocking me from spotting him. That's why it was a blind shot. Now we're down to fighting a single mouse. That is a 2-clip to me, but I have over 1200 HP, so I can survive 3 shots from him, or 2 shots, and I'll die on the 3rd one most likely. So now I just have to find a angle to his flat side, hopefully get 3 shots out, and then find another angle to hopefully what is his flat side. I can do it from other angles, but it will be much more difficult, and it will decrease my chances of winning the game. So I spin around to the side of the cap circle here, and I'm going to pop the shell reload boost again here. Same situation as last game. When I'm resetting this cap, I want to get as much damage out as I can, as quickly as possible. If I take a single hit for that clip, I'm completely okay with that, but I don't want to miss a shot. Unfortunately, I did miss a shot, but you get the idea. I want to land as many of those shots before he can angle towards me. If I were to give him that second longer of time that you get without using the shell reload booster, he would potentially be able to get his armor facing me, and then I might not land those shots. I spot him, somehow he doesn't spot me in return, and now I just sneak up on him, and it's an easy kill. So that's the Batchat 25T for you. This tank is phenomenal. If you like light tanks, pick it up. Everybody knows about this thing. If you don't have it already, pick it up again. I mean, I can't recommend this thing anymore. That's 2 kolobanovs games in a day. I probably have less than 30 kolobanovs games in 20-something thousand games. So this tank, really, really good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Check out my Discord link in the description. I know that this video is a little bit longer. I hope that's okay with everybody, but the 2 replays that I wanted to show were just long games, and I wanted to have an intro talking about the tank, so that took up like 5-ish minutes, so hopefully that's okay with everybody. If not, oh well. Anyway, if you watched this far, thank you, and have a great day.